Hey there, I'm Judge Drudge, and welcome to Tarkov 101. Today we're going to be starting off this new series I'm going to be doing by going through exactly how to start off, what to do, what items do, and just everything, the very, very basics of Tarkov. I did this on a live stream, so there's going to be a little bit of chatter with chat and a few other things, as well as I forgot to hit the record button on the very beginning, so the quality is not going to be very good at the very beginning. So just mind you of that. But then we get into everything as I remember to record everything else. But um, we're going to go over keybinds, everything you're going to need to know in this series from the very first quest to the very last quest to get Kappa, as well as a few other ones that you don't necessarily need for Kappa. Also, if you could, make sure you hit that bell, hit all notifications, and hit that like button. Thanks, guys. This is going to be very similar to Pestili's, the raid series. But if you guys are interested in watching this, it's going to be a little bit more of, hey, if you're brand new to the game, here's a good strategy to take versus just running around and just being extremely good at the game. This is going to be more for people who want to avoid players and things like that. So with that, court is now in session.
All rise.
Tarkov 101 chat. First off, you're going to come to this page when you first log in for the first time on your new account. Obviously, you're going to want to pitch Dutch because you're German. But if you're English or whatever, you might want to hit that one. So you'll hit that. I think I'm going to go with Judge's order, actually. So here you're going to pick your name. You can actually use 15 characters now. Before you couldn't. They just fixed that with this new wipe. You're going to want to pick your name. Try not to be a doucher. I recommend not putting anything that sounds hackery in it. No hackery in your name. Judge's order, dig it. All right. So now you're going to be able to pick your PMC. So the bear is going to allow you to have, to start off with an AK, along with certain armors, as well as the USEC is going to allow you with the USEC armor and an M4 to start off with. And you can use English callouts, like in-game callouts. So when I'm like, ceasefire and stuff like that, you can't do that as a bear. So that's why I always do USEC. I recommend most people do USEC. If you want to be a bear, hell yeah. I was a bear my first time around, but I am going to pick USEC. And then here you get to pick your guys' face and your look. I'm going to go with the foreman because he looks like that guy that eats people in that one movie. I can't remember, but and then pick Josh. Don't pick anyone else besides Josh. Josh is the best one. So first off, you're going to open up your inventory. You're going to be like, what in the world is going on here? What is all this crap? First thing I want you to do is come down here to the bottom right here. Hit that button, sort. It's going to sort everything, make everything in a row. It's going to make it a little bit easier to manipulate through everything. So this is going to be pretty close to your first loadout. I would recommend using the M4. Don't bring a knife in with you ever. There's no point to it, unless it's like a Red Rebel. But then you're gonna want to grab a Salua, put it in your gamma, a hemostat, put that in your gamma, and then all your other meds and stuff you can put in your gamma. You are gonna want food and water, but for what we're gonna do first, we're not gonna need it. But basically everything you can put in there, I would. So this is what we're gonna go in with on our first raid, just like that. But this is all your inventory here. The M855s got a bad rep. They aren't that bad of an ammo. Go look up ammo pen in health damage on that. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. Grizzly in the butt for the win. The reason why I do this right now is because the Salua and stuff, you don't need it for a task anymore. I mean, you do, but so we got to kill 5 scavs at customs, hand over 2 MP132 shotguns, and then let's talk about the Salua. You need to find, in-raid, or craft 3 Salua kits, right? So we can't use those anyway, so you might as well bring them in. So then we're going to go into the hideout. First thing you're going to do is craft the med station and craft illumination, craft security, craft vents, craft rest space. Okay, so we need to unlock this right here. So we need a spark plug. So that's something we're gonna need to look for to be able to start making meds. Because as of right now, also if you see how it's dark, I can't find it. Let's go to the trader. If something's blacked out like this is, see how you can't see it? You're gonna take your mouse wheel button and click it. And don't right click and hit inspect or examine. That takes forever. Just hit that button. But we're gonna go to the hideout. So we need this is different from when it first started, if I remember correctly, for the generator. We didn't need a spark plug back then. So that's new for me, as much as I can remember. But to be able to make meds, you need to have that ready to go. See, we don't have fuel in the generator. So we're gonna look for fuel, and we're also going to try to find a spark plug. But with that, we're gonna go right into it. We're gonna head to customs, and always ensure your gear. One of the biggest things that I see new players do is not wear a headset. The biggest thing, you guys, is even if you don't have a headset, go in and buy these. They're $13K. It's gonna help you hear. They sound like garbage. They suck. They're by far the worst headset in the game. But you'll be able to hear. You'll be able to hear. So that'll help you out. Something you can do is just go in and search everything. You'll actually get to level 2 if you just search everything like that. But with that, court is now in session. Let's go. I know, Nate. Chill out, bro. Damn. All right. So first things first, we're rocking customs. We got to kill 5 scavs. What I recommend to do here is during these first raids, you're 100% going to want to make money. And worrying about the tasks isn't necessarily your first mission, if you will. So what I do is at the beginning, especially on this spawn, I chill. Just chill. A lot of scavs spawn over here, and they're really easy to kill. We need to kill 5 scavs on customs, but we also want to make sure that all of the thick boys, all of the players that spawned over in this area, get the heck out of Dodge. Go away. Get your loot. Get out of my face. Like, we don't want to mess with them right now, especially if you're brand new to this game. PvP is not your friend. PvP is not going to be your friend right now. With crappy ammo, a crappy gun, not necessarily crappy ammo. They give you okay ammo, but it's just you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. So the only thing you're really going to want to attack are scavs. And so what we're doing here is we're listening. We're listening for scavs to spawn in, and we're listening for players to be running amok. So this is 100%, in my opinion, the best strategy for mid-wipe brand new players. Be sneaky, sneaky snakes. Don't try to act like this is Call of Duty. You're not going to have a good time. Josh. I like the name. All right, BT rounds. That's something you're 100% going to want to put in your butthole. BT rounds are early wipe. They're cheap and they're fantastic, but when you're not level 10 yet, it's still hard to get them. Like, you can't buy them. So you got to find them. Okay. So now that we waited a little bit, we can move along. It sounds like there's some fighting going on over here at the gas station. So once again, I recommend being a bush Wookiee and not like rushing into fights, because you're not, if you run into a thick boy, you are 100% going to die unless you make an amazing shot and they're not wearing a face shield. That's just how this game is. So, all right. So once again, we're just trying to kill scavs, and where we spawned at is a fantastic place to kill scavs. We're going to go full auto with this bad boy. Once we shoot, everyone's going to know, hey, there's a low-level player over here. So, I'm pretty sure there's a player in here. Yeah, there's a player in there. So, we're going to use our strategy versus he's going to try to kill us with a Mosin, because he had a Mosin, if you could hear. So he's running out the left side here. He's on metal, so I think he's in the bus. Yo, Dylan with the follow. Is it Lino with the follow? Hopkins? I can do the last name. So we're just legit letting this guy do whatever he's wanting to do. One thing that I didn't bring in is food and water that we probably should have. Thank you guys all for the likes too. If you haven't, make sure you do hit that like button. All right. So this guy has a Mosin, and I'm not sure where he's at. I know he has a Mosin because I could hear his Mosin go make the Mosin sound. So once again, we're using visual cover, right? Obstructing cover. They can't see us. I mean, they might be able to, but I think he might have ran off this way, which honestly is the way that I kind of want to go, because I want to go back and kill these scavs that are over here. Keep it casual. You got it, dude. I'm wearing sweatpants underneath it. Does that make you feel any better? Okay, so there's a player. There's our boy. He just ran onto a road over here by military checkpoint. So we're just being a sneaky snake. We have virtually no reason to kill players at this point, besides killing players, and getting their gear. We're gonna assess the situation here. Oh, he's not a player. Oh, he's a scav. Okay, so that's one scav dead. We'll go back in our little hole. This is a new account. I still have my other account. I plan on playing on the other account in the evenings. Okay, so we killed that guy. It's probably not the best idea to come loot him, but we're going to anyway. Oh, he's got a VPO. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking the mouse button here and searching what he has. Okay, that's not bad. Always check this if you have time. There's normally a Salua or a car or a key that you need. Always. That coat almost always has a Salua. So at this point, we're pretty much stacking and looting everything that we can. Everything we can get our hands on and be able to fit into our backpack, we're going to. Because that rig that we have is like 7K, maybe. That almost looked like a player up there, but he didn't shoot me, so we're going to go about business. So we've killed one of the 5 or 6 scavs that we need to kill. And it doesn't really look like they're going to be spawning in for... I just wanted to get a raid in to get people in here to get the stream started. But it was nice to have that little reminder, Nate. I appreciate it. So running around like I normally do is not going to be your friend. I'm pretty sure I just heard someone move here. Use your ears, chat. It's going to be your best weapon. That's why you're always going to want to wear a headset. Your ears are your biggest asset. So we do have scavs over here. Oh, geez. Fighting scavs at the gas station is normally kind of hard. So now we've killed 2. There's always some pretty decent loot in here. Someone's already been here. This has probably already been searched. Helix we need. Elite pliers we need. Oak flakes, cool. That's food. And air mod is cool too. So someone hit the safe in here. They didn't hit any of the boxes, which is a benefit to us. Guns are always good. So we did hear 2 players fighting over just on the outside of dorms. We do need this weapon, so we're 100% going to be grabbing that. Grabbing the knife. That's a cracker, I think. Yeah. So we've got 1 shotgun that we need for a task. We've killed 2 scavs, and so right now we're G to G. I don't know if you guys know what that means. You younger kids. That means it's good to go. We gotta go. We're G to G. I knew I'm bringing out some new lingo for you guys, but scav, aka scavenger, correct. When your ears bleed from loudness, it's the perfect level. I thought he spawned in with it. Are you using post FX? Yes, we're gonna get to all that here in a second, Tony. We're going to be getting to that all just here in a bit. After this raid, we're going to go through all that. So we did hear fighting up here, chat. So we're going to be very careful when we move forward here. So I'm actually going to come over here towards where I have concealment. We're just going to be nice and sneaky like, and we're going to use our ears. We're going to listen. Most players in this game are like how I am anymore. They're going to run around like crazy. And normally the guys that are running around like that are high level and have high gear. So those are the guys you're just going to want to just kind of like be quiet and let them run on by. See you later, dude. You know what I mean? Just let them go. But there's also scavs that spawn here near the bus station. This is the bus station here. A sniper scav will spawn up here on this tower. So you want to watch out for him. He's already dead or he didn't spawn. But anyway, so we're going to head into the bus station here. Most of the time, players don't go in here. Every once in a while, you'll have a scav that'll be on the outside here. Just like right in this area. See? Okay, there was another one that saw me. Now, when a scav sees you, don't repeak it. Scavs aren't that big of a deal. Raiders definitely don't repeak. You could repeak right now and you'd probably be okay. But being a low level, low armor, one shot could kill us. So we're going to try to find where he is. Sounds like he's right there. And he's throwing nades. As I said, one shot will kill you. I think there was another player out there, though. So we did get 3 scav kills, and we got another Salua. So overall, not a bad raid. But we did get to level 2, I believe. Oh, yeah. So first off, let's get a kit together real quick. Let's see what we have here. We're going to throw on a Packer. We're going to get that. We're not going to bring in a backpack this time. And we're going to use a M4 again and grab this. So we're pretty much set right here. And we'll take rid of these BTs. So when we do get an AK, we can run that. So for our graphic settings, these are my graphic settings. If you don't have a really good computer, you're not going to run it in 1440. You're going to run 1920 by 1080p. That's going to be the best. Borderless I do because I run 2 computers, so I can actually go, like right now I'm on my other computer. That's why I run borderless. You're probably going to want to run full screen. Besides that, all this is solid. Make sure your lobby limits are at 120. All this stuff here is fairly important because it's going to utilize your graphics card, but it's not going to overutilize it. Post effects, brightness, I'll adjust about -30 to +30, depending on what the rate is. But all of that, saturation, clarity, colorfulness, all that stuff is how I get my game to look the way that it looks. I think it looks pretty good personally. Some people think it's got too much color. That's fine. Turn the colorless down a little bit. Do you? I try to make it so the stream can see well. So, but yeah. Also keybinds. So on keybinds, I have all this is normal, fire normal, aim normal, switch scopes. I have hotkeyed to my mouse. I have a Rival 650 and they're hotkeyed to the side buttons here. So switch scopes, change scope magnification. Those are all on my mouse buttons. Free look, I keep on. A lot of people don't. I use free look quite a bit, and we'll go into that in the raid. Compass, if you're new, that can be helpful. I never use it. So, I mean, that's totally up to you. But check times and exit, I changed to just O instead of having check time O and then this being double O. What else did I change? So where's it at? Fire mode, I changed to double click B. Hey, thanks, Kirk. Thanks, Kirk. If you guys haven't, make sure you do hit that like button. So I changed fire mode to double click B because sometimes, and you'll see in a minute, I have V for my quick heal. So sometimes I would heal and I would hit B and I wouldn't even see it. And then I would be on single fire. So if you guys use this, make sure this is a really important one for B to double click. But this is all your other check fire, check chamber, unload chamber, detached magazine. I don't really use most of that stuff. But it is what it is. Prone, I have changed to Z instead of X. And you'll see why here in a second. Knife, I took off because knife is V. Right? And you'll see why in a second as well. So for slot 4, so normally it would be number 4. I have set to V. I have set to V. And then 5 is 4, 6 is 5, 7 is 6, 8 is 7, 9 is 8, 0 is 9. Discard, I have X. That's your normal lay down button. That's one of the buttons I use the most. That's why it's so close on the keyboard for my normal ASD setup. Hold breath, I have press left shift. That seems to make it so the stutters don't happen near as much. versus when you do it the other way. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That's kind of how I have the settings. My mouse 17 is at 0.15 and my mouse 7 sensitivity is at 6.1 or 0.61. If you guys can't see that. And then double click timeouts all the way down at 0.3. I highly recommend trying those settings out at the least. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. But yeah, so we're going to bring in food and water on this raid, because our character is really low level and that's what we need to do. But yeah, also when we start off, you guys, I already went over this earlier, but in your hideout, wasn't recording it, so I'm going to do it right now. But in your hideout, go over here and craft everything. And then when we're in raid, we're going to look for a spark plug and we're going to put that in our butt. That way we can make a generator so that we can start making Saluas in our med station. Those are going to be super important because one, it's a quest item, but two, they're just awesome to have. So, as always, ensure everything. And here we go. All right. So with this spawn, 100%, what you want to do is run over here. When you get this spawn, get off of this side. You don't want to be on this side of the map. You don't want to be on that side of the map. You're not going to have a good time. Now, if you want to be cheeky-breaky, you could hang out in the bush over there and wait for people to come run at you. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here. And we're going to kill Sniper Scav. It's going to be up on this building up here. There could possibly be some Scavs over here in this area. Okay, we got him. He didn't really give me a clear shot, but I went ahead and tried to thorax him a couple times. That is not a shot, as a new player, you're probably going to be able to hit as easily as I did there, which, I mean, it took me like, what, 6 shots? But even still. So we're going to reload here, make sure we got a full mag. And then pop in a bush over here. Go down here, take our extra ammo, slide it up to the mag. And that's how you reload mags. That's like super duper beginner stuff. I don't really think I'm going to go over too much of that. But there is a Jaeger stash inside here. It's always a good idea to check this one out when you get that spawn. BP rounds, that's going to be huge. T-plug, you need that for a task. Okay, don't go into dorms if you're new. There's not a whole lot of loot in there that you can get without keys. As a scav, you can go in there. It's okay. But then this stash is a little bit harder to find. But it is right here. Took me a second. Blood set's cool. LCD. That's a broken LCD. It's all cool. It's all cool. Cool, cool, Kachu. Okay, so that's behind dorms. Maybe in the middle of dorms. So someone ran to dorms. And I think that's a scav, possibly. Maybe not. So right now, we're moving forward towards gas station. And we're going to look up at this tower right there, because Sniper Scav can spawn up there. He's not there, but also you're going to want to make sure you're on full auto if you want to be. I normally run all my full auto guns. Someone's close. I don't know where. We actually time that pretty good. Sometimes you'll use other people's good morning. That we time that well. Sometimes you're going to want to use other people's fires for like suppressing so that they can't hear your movements. I do that a lot when I'm trying to sneak up on people. When I hear other people's grenades and stuff, that's when I'll like run a little bit or like walk a little bit. There was definitely someone nearby over there. I was talking and I heard their footsteps at the end. I couldn't hear which direction. If you guys haven't, make sure you do hit that like button though. Double tapping R is the quick reload. I actually have that turned off. I don't really like that feature. It doesn't seem to reload much faster. Kind of sounds like someone's trying to stalk us at the moment. We're just moving up here slightly. Biggest tip I can give you is try to stay off metal and wood. Metal and wood make the most noise. And it's easily recognizable by experienced players on where you're at and which direction you're heading. So I hit metal there. It's not the best. Azrin, thanks for the follow. Chris, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Jerry. Aaron, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Jerry. If you guys haven't, make sure you do hit that follow button too. We are trying to get 100 new followers every single day. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. So thank you guys. So here we're getting low on food and water. This gives you energy plus 70. So we'll wait a little bit longer just so we utilize it better in hopes that we don't die, because then it's a waste. Like I'm all out of K-cups too. Okay. We've got scav kills. We've got all the scav kills we need now. Every time we shoot this gun, you're giving away your position to pretty much the entire map. Everyone can hear this gun anywhere. So one thing that kind of sucks about the M4, it's super loud. And regular scavs don't have this gun. But we are going to come over here and quickly grab this stuff. I'm doing insurance fraud with my gear there. And that's ibuprofen. We are 100% going to want to put that in our booty hole. Our secure container. Our butt pouch. So we're being shot at there. I think it's by a player scav. Might have been sniper scav. No, it wasn't sniper scav. Might have been a regular scav. Either way, you can evade them by going here. So now we have a concrete wall in front of us. I'm thinking it was a scav, but I'm not sure. What's the insurance fraud do? So when you insure stuff, when you leave the map, if you leave it there and no one else picks it up and leaves with it, you'll get it back. So that's something that we haven't covered. Always insure everything, because if you die as a low-level player, most of the time, no one's going to take your stuff. Because nobody wants it. Because it's not very good. And then you'll get your stuff back the next day. And then you'll have more stuff to run. So we're coming up here, and we're going to see if we can see what was shooting at us. Always move back and forth, kind of erratically. Don't try to do the same thing over and over. I think that was a player of some sort. There are stashes that we missed back there, guys. That's okay. No need to worry. No need to worry. as of right now, surviving's your number one priority. Getting good loot is not. You want to get a W. W's are key to winning. Hence why they're called winning. So there is a stash over here. This one's a little bit risky because normally it's always hit. And that was probably hit by the guy that shot at us a second ago. If something looks open, like that crate right there, that means that someone hit it recently within the past, I think it's 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not positive on that number. When I go back and edit this, I'm probably going to look up what the actual number is so that I have it. So put it right there. All right, cool. Normally, you'll drop your insured stuff in a bush or somewhere where someone won't find it. In the case of that stuff, I'm not really concerned about someone picking it up because it's not very good. Okay. I'm pretty sure that was a player who shot at us. All right. So if you guys heard that, that's a gun we don't want to go up against. That's a big boy gun. We're going to want to... Don't ensure if you're going to labs. Yeah. Don't go to labs if you're new. If you didn't know that you couldn't get insurance in labs, you probably don't want to go to labs anyway. So anyway... Sounds like we got a big boy extract camper. There is a stash in that back corner over there. We are not going to touch it because I'm more concerned about not getting killed by this guy. But our extract is up here. It is going to be the ZB11 extract. It's right up here on the right. It's in a little tunnel thing. I'll go right to it here in a second. There is quite a bit of loot back here. There's the USAC building, which is that one right there. You can get graphics cards out of there, which are high value, 900K on the market. The filter room is what I call it. It's the building right over here. It's a really, really good room for tool sets, 2 computers, and it's got a big box that normally has some really good stuff, and then stuff laying on the ground along with fuel and other things, which are very, very hard to come by at the moment. Customs is a great place to get loot for the beginner, for your early on hideout items. It's slept on as far as most players, and a lot of this stuff doesn't get hit. But we're going to go ahead and assume that this guy is extract camping, and we're probably not going to be able to make it out anyway. So we're going to go for it. All right, so we made it out. This is the extract. You're still going to want to wait that extra 6 seconds. I have been killed in the last second before. Someone ran down, like that guy. Someone ran down. So we did avoid that extract camper. That's not a spawn camper. That's an extract camper. Correct. So we got the same amount of XP as we did on that last one that we died on. So that's cool. But we did kill all the scavs we needed to kill. So now we're available to go to another map, which is what I was hoping to do. Did you bring any grenades? No. Yeah, Aaron. That's kind of why I'm doing this. There's a lot of new players that have influxed into this game, and a lot of the stuff that us streamers do is forget about all of the really basic items, especially when it's, when we all have cap already and we're all just running labs and stuff. You're not going to learn anything running labs as a new player. You're not going to learn anything watching me run labs, is what I'm saying. You might learn a few tips and stuff, but it's not gonna help you in the overall game. And with the Stone Mountain raid and Stone Stone Mountain was like, hey, if you guys want to learn the game, go watch Judge. And so I'm gonna follow up with that with